This was of concern to him, because most of the stores had been depleted by the winter and spring wars. It often took weeks to prepare a simple combat enchantment, and the more complex arcane constructs could take months, and a full crew of enchanters to bring to life. He was able to secure at least a few good ones on his trip, especially some weapons specifically designed against the Nemavorti. With an expected assault on Darkfaller in the future, the head enchanter, who handled war materials, was unwilling to part with some of the more potent enchantments, but he managed to secure some of the simpler, but no less deadly spells for the Westlands. Finally, he set a date for the assault. Bendenal's forces were ready, as were some reserves. A few giant orcs from the Seven Door Muse Tower were available for scouting and patrolling. A battle plan had been hammered out, and he was starting to feel confident about a surprise attack. That is, until Rutherall contacted him mind to mind with the news that Master Minnalan had awakened from his coma. It was good news, thankfully. Minnalan was lucid, and he was talking, and he was even starting to eat. And he wanted to speak to Rondar. Chapter 27. The Shadow of Angisbar. Patience, prayer, and posset cure all ills. When nothing's to be done, do nothing. Wilderland's folk saying. He's alive, Pentandra said as she entered old Antime's croft. He's alive and awake. I've just been speaking to him, telling him what he's missed. Antime was shelling at her table when she came in. The old hedge witch looked up, her eyebrows raised. Well, that's a relief, she said with a sigh. No, it's not, Pentandra said, irritated as she sat down in the other chair, because he said he died while he was there. Lelastian confirmed it. She says he was dead for several minutes before she brought him back. Without magic? Antime asked, confused. She's a really good physician, Pentandra shrugged. But it begs the question of whether or not the prophecy is fulfilled or not, and what it means. Because he died, so he saves the world. But not the kingdom? Or he didn't really die because Lelastian brought him back? I don't understand. Pentandra's frustration was palpable. It's all a bit too cloudy for me to sort out too, admitted the old witch, continuing to shell peas. I cannot imagine that a man can die in any capacity and not be changed. I would probably say that it counts. That said, if he continues to live, then... She trailed off, doubtfully. Exactly. As it is, he's barely alive. Lelastian had to keep him in a coma for days. He can scarcely speak, and I don't think he can stand. Apparently, he's going to need at least a week of recuperation before she feels confident enough to even attempt standing. And Rad wants to see him as quickly as possible, over the Darkfaller situation. That was a dramatic understatement. The king was highly agitated that the strongest castle in the land was under enemy control. After spending most of a day yelling at his son, his nephew, and anyone else in range of his voice, he'd finally ordered the two armies facing off outside of Barrowbell to combine efforts and prepare to besiege Darkfaller, under Telemann's command as a newly appointed Royal High Marshal. Rad invented the title and its duties on the spot, and had the commission instantly committed to parchment for his seal. That had enraged Tavard, of course, who objected to his garrison being commanded by a man with whom he was fighting a war. Rad would not relent, and pointed out Telemann's long history of success, compared to Tavard's own record on the field. When the prince tried to insist, Rad asked how many war magi he could bring to bear on the matter, forcing him to reveal the Knights of Nablus he had retained for the battle. That had upset Rad even more. Merwyn was using the former censors as its own magical core after all, and many were being deployed in raids along the Rhaenyran March. To have even a score of them on this side of the frontier, where they could spy for the Duke of Merwyn at Tavard's expense, was utterly foolish, as Rad explained to his son at the top of his lungs. It had not been a good meeting. Once Pentandra explained the situation to Antime, including the baleful role of Mycin Amana, the witch nodded her head with understanding. That would be the growing darkness, then. She considered the one at the heart of the kingdom. So that one came true. pointed out smugly. Yes, and knowledge of that prophecy added almost nothing to my understanding of it, Pentandra shot back. Just like the prophecy of Minnalin's death. Now I have to stall Rad for a week or so while his spellmonger recuperates and Mycin Amana consolidates her position at Darkfallen. As soon as Minnalan is back on his feet, your burden will ease, predicted Antime. Here, why don't you help me? Shelling peas is soothing, she said, pushing the bowl toward the center of the table. Pentandra sighed and joined her. She had to admit that there was something about the process. It wasn't something Pentandra had grown up doing, as most women did. House Beneviel had servants for that. But once she'd married a barbarian and had to live in the woods to prove she was worthy of him, she found herself doing such mundane tasks a lot more frequently. And, surprisingly, hadn't resented it the way her mother had warned her she would. So, here's Minnalan, back just in time. Pentandra continued as she reached for a pea shell. Just when we need it. If anyone could counter Mycin Amana, it's the spell. But he's near useless. It's not just his recovery and recuperation, she revealed. Something happened out there in Angerskell. It affected the Lastian, the Alcalon sorceress who accompanied him too. His wife Alia tried to tell me about it, but she's too worked up with worry to be very coherent. And there's a written account, a kind of journal, but I haven't had time to read it yet. But they're different, even Alia. The thing is, she seems more normal than when she left. Travel often changes us. Antime agreed. What am I going to do if Minnalan isn't really Minnalan anymore? Pentandra asked in frustration as her fingers dug into the pea pods. What if it's permanent? She said, shaking her head anxiously. What if Talaman won't listen to him, or he can't manage to retake Darkfallen, or... Pentandra stopped herself and took a deep breath. You know, this is the sort of situation where prophecy might actually help, she said, a sour look on her face. So it would. And there are likely some of the quatrains that hold some useful information, agreed Antime. We know Minnalan has come back from Angerspell alive, regardless of what happened to him there. We know there are plenty of prophecies concerning him that have yet to come to pass. He's quite active in some of them. Whatever damage he sustained in the north, I'd wager he'll recover from. Eventually, she added. Eventually, Pentandra pronounced, her eyes narrowing. What should I do now? What were you going to do before Minnalan returned? Antime countered. I was about to order the raid on Karakush's holdings in the Westlands, she answered, her fingers attacking the pea pods with a special vigor. Rondal is preparing them with Bendonel's help. I've even arranged to equip him with some prototype enchantments based on your spell. Then continue to do that, advised the witch. It will give you something to concern yourself with while these other things straighten themselves out. My dear, it is timeless wisdom that sometimes doing nothing about a matter is the smartest approach. Indeed, there is little you can do at the moment. The Nemavorti will take time to build their strength. The War Magi will take time to prepare their assault. The king will take time to decide what to do about the Gilmoran situation. But consider how some of your problems have indeed been postponed. Try to appreciate that. Antime urged, postponed, not concluded. Pentandra grunted. Wilderhall is still occupied by some mysterious mage lord. Turlaman is still claiming a third of Gilmora for the mage lord. Tabard is developing an active hatred for the Magi. Not something it's wise to cultivate in your future monarch. And then there's the matter of Queen Grendine, she added. What's the matter of Queen Grendine? Antime asked, confused. She's in charge of an elite cadre of assassins, and she's doing nothing with them, Pentandra revealed. After 2 decades of piling up bodies to further her rule, she hasn't employed her killers the way I'd expect her to. Perhaps because Radine is now an adversary and knows too much about her organization, but still, I'd expect her to do something. Perhaps she understands the art of doing nothing in a tense situation, concluded Antime. Patience, prayer, and posset cure all ills, she recited. When nothing's to be done, 'tis best to do nothing. You could learn from that. Or perhaps she is paralyzed by fear or worry and doesn't want to complicate the situation needlessly. Or perhaps she is planning and plotting something and it just hasn't come to pass as of yet. Any of those could be the case. Pentandra conceded. She realized she felt better discussing her worries with the old hedge witch. Antime's calm, patient demeanor was so different from the courtiers and arrogant magi she worked around all day. She seemed genuinely interested in what Pentandra had to say, without judgment or condemnation. She couldn't even expect that from her own mother. Grendine's inaction is odd, but I fear that when she does act, she may act rashly. Radine managed to free a few important court officials from Wilderhall and release them to her mother, which may mitigate any actions she might take. The Queen is destined to play an important role yet, sighed Antime. That much is clear. I wouldn't expect her to embark on a bloody campaign when so much is at stake. I think she's afraid, Antime suggested. She probably feels that things are spiraling out of control as much as you do. I take little comfort in that, Pentandra said, shaking her head. Grendine is a loyal mother, especially to her oldest son. Even if he is making terrible mistakes and imperiling everything she's won for. While Rod nearly shouted at Tavard, Grendine had very little to say. When a father is yelling at his son, a wise woman intervenes only when she has to, Antime pointed out. Do not mistake that for inaction. It sounds like she is biding her time. There, Antime said, pushing the filled bowl of peas away and gathering up the discarded parts. It always goes faster with two people. My advice is to ease your worries for a few days. Concentrate on the business at hand and let the other powers of the world make their moves. When the time for action comes, you will know it, and you will know what to do and what to say. You've had a vision of them? Pentandra asked, surprised. No, Antime said calmly. I've just gotten to know you. You're extremely intelligent and wise. You have good intuition. You would have made a good hedge witch, I think. Pentandra was even more surprised. That was hardly a compliment to most imperially trained magi. Hedge witches were usually only passing familiar with standardized magic. Really? She asked. Why do you say that? Because when you aren't beset by your own problems, you're quite good about solving other people's. Unfortunately, you're also learning that other people are usually their own biggest problems. It's one of the frustrating things about the hedge witch's art. Pentandra considered the old woman. So how do you contend with that? Old Antime shrugged as she adjusted her shawl. An old hedge witch trick. I invite them to shell peas, or pick herbs, or gather nuts and mushrooms, and talk. By the time we're done, they feel better and usually understand why they're having difficulties. And I get some peas shocked. Pentandra spent several hours in Vanador contending with some city business that had built up before she returned to Spellgarden for the evening. By the time she got there, it was long past dinner, and the children had already been put to bed for the night. That was disappointing, of course. After not seeing them for a few days, she craved a few blissful moments with her girls more than the breath of life. The same was true of Arbor. He was back in Lotance, tending to the business of resettling the long line of returning Kasari from Lemsillans. More than 3,000 had made it to the far northern settlement, on the borders of Bransay, and both her husband and the Nasters of Bransay were scrambling to figure out where to put them all for the moment. As Baron, it fell to Arbor to make those arrangements. Some, of course, would go back to Bransay and stay with their kin. But he told her that many of the wild Kasari, the Wilderlands orphans who had joined the Great March and learned the Kasari ways, had no kin in Bransay. They would have to be settled in Lotance or in Vanador. She stopped by the kitchen and found a heel of bread and some cheese. It was enough to eat before bed, she decided. She realized she wasn't as hungry as she thought, likely due to her nerves. But as she made her way into the main chamber of Spellmonger's Hall, she was surprised to see Alyard staring at the fire. The woman looked tired, passively tired. Pentandra knew she had stayed by Minnalin's side for days now, ever since they had returned through the waves. She looked as if she had recently bathed. Her hair was still wet, and she was in fresh clothing. but she carried an overlarge pouch on her belt, and her eyes stared at the small summer fire burning on the hearth with a weary expression. Pentandra, Alia said, equally surprised at her appearance. I didn't expect you. I wasn't certain I'd make it back here tonight, Pentandra admitted, nor did I expect to see you here. Minalin is awake, and he told me he can't sleep when I'm around, Alia told her. Apparently, I stare at him when he's asleep, and that makes him restless. He insisted I come home and get some rest. I'm sure it will do you good, Pentandra assured her, setting down the tray. Have you eaten? With the children, Alia affirmed, and Ruderon, and Kaswan. Whose idea was it to make him the bodyguard of my children? She demanded, curious. Rondal's, I think, Pentandra chuckled, or Ruderon's. I had the same reaction. But his devotion and commitment are beyond question. I have to admit, he's done a good job, and the children enjoy his antics. I suppose he is entertaining, if you're 7 years old, Alia conceded with a smirk. How is Minalin doing? She asked, as she cut into the wedge of cheese. He's speaking at music, Alia related with satisfaction. He's getting better. His sense of humor is returning. And what has the Lastian said about it? She asked, broaching a delicate subject. That he is on track to make a full recovery. She's pumped him full of spells and charms to stimulate his appetite and invigorate his body. She's very hopeful, she added. Something in the way she said it caught Pentandra's attention. But you're unsure, she observed, as she tore off a piece of bread. It's going to take time, she said, as she struggled with an answer. He went through a lot in Angisban. Without magic, he had a very hard time. And after what we learned, well, that will have to be dealt with, she said mysteriously. I haven't had the opportunity to review your notes, Pentandra confessed, or get a complete account from you or Elastian. And now is not the time for that, she stressed. But I do want to know. The long and short of it? Alia asked. The Alka Alam have betrayed both humanity and the Vandal. Oh, and the Karshak, she added as an afterthought. We found proof of it in Angisban. Betray? Nodded Pentandra solemnly. And we have proof. More than enough to seal their fate, if it comes to it, Alia agreed. I believe Minalin plans on using that proof as leverage. I'm not certain how, or with whom, precisely, but he has a greater perspective on such things. He thinks he knows how to save the world now. She said it simply, without the drama implicit in the words, as if Minalin did that sort of thing all the time. But can he save the kingdom? Pentandra asked, not really expecting an answer. I feel horribly guilty. Minalin left me in charge of a perfectly good realm, and in 10 weeks it's all gone in a chamber pot. I'm certain he's disappointed in me, she confessed. Oh, no, Alia assured her, patting her hand. Pentandra, you're the one he trusts and relies on the most. More than me, in most things. He knew things would happen while he was gone. Perhaps not all of it, but he knew there were things in motion. But he had to go, she stressed. I know, sighed Pentandra. He did. And he brought back what he was looking for. I'm just worried that it's too late. Compared to dealing with the Alka Alan and contending with the Vandal, the kingdom is small time, Alia considered. I have every confidence that Min will be able to put things right, just to get them out of his way. Not even Korbal and Sharuel will present the challenges they did, I think. He's expanded himself, she said, struggling for the right words. If he can hold his mind together, that is. You seem as if you're doing a better job at that, Pentandra observed. That brought a smile to Alia's lips. That's what everyone keeps saying, she agreed. I don't know if it was the lack of magic, or if I was already healing when we left, thanks to the Handmaiden, or if Bova's blessing had something to do with it. But I feel more normal than I have since Greenflower. That is excellent news, Pentandra said sincerely. Indeed, Ruderal had come to Pentandra privately, and mentioned how Alia's once chaotic Enneagram had settled into a reasonably stable state, unlike Minalin's. From what the apprentice had told her, Min's Enneagram was hashed out worse than Alia's had been. While the boy was concerned about that, Minalin seemed to be recovering well. It's good to have you back, both from Angisbell and from Greenflower. I've missed you, she said, even more sincerely. I can't really complain to anyone else about Minalin without sounding resentful or
I've
ungrateful.
seen this. What the hell?
Yes, the great and powerful spellmonger can be an ass sometimes, Alia agreed with a chuckle. I wish more people understood that, while also understanding that it's not a flaw in his character. It's just who he is. It actually makes him more effective sometimes, nodded Pentandra. If he goes around being a proper ass, that usually means I don't have to. Now, if I can get Gareth back on the job, my life will be complete. I had no idea there was so much parchment involved in running a barony before, and so many problems. I spent most of the afternoon just keeping the city from burning down. The bureaucracy, at least. I'll be relieved to turn it back over to him. Alia frowned. Didn't anyone tell you? Gareth won't be returning from Angisbell, not for another year. Minalin put him in charge of the evacuation. Evacuation? What evacuation? She asked, confused and distressed. Alia studied her for a moment, then sighed. Actually, and I didn't want to start a tale I cannot finish, but this part, at least, you should know. It all started when Forseti opened the Cave of the Ancients. Pentandra's head was reeling when she woke the next morning. She and Alia had stayed up talking late into the night, then both fell asleep in the same bed. As Pentandra and Arborn had been using it while they stayed at Spellgarden, her baggage was still in the chamber, and while Alia continued to sleep, Pentandra directed the servants to have it moved into one of the guest chambers. But it was the revelations Alia had provided, not the accommodations, that had Pentandra's mind work. The implications of all that they had discussed were profound, even before you got to the Alka Alam and the Vandal. The disappointment that came with knowing that she had lost a capable steward over her realm for a year was compounded by the knowledge that she now had to find room in this realm for another 20,000 people of assorted races in a year's time. That would be challenging, she knew, particularly on the heels of the returning Kasari. She indulged in some much-needed play with the children that morning to distract her from her unexpected increase in anxiety. The triplets were thrilled to see her and competed to determine which one of them could be the most daring, the loudest, and the most worthy of attention, as they played and fought and screamed at each other. It was a cacophonous mess, but it fed her maternal soul to see her daughters happy. Playing for a few hours with 3 busy toddlers also gave her the strength she needed to deal with courtiers and war magi. In fact, the two had a lot in common, she realized. But as she played with her girls, the conversation of the previous night continued to haunt her mind. Alia's tales of the Kilnusk, the folk of Anthony, the Lake Shire Talalong, the secrets of the ancients, and other adventures in the Lost Land without magic kept intruding on her thoughts. It all seemed fantastical, but Alia assured her it was all true. It also helped several prophecies that had long troubled her fall into place. Old Antimay's predictions had mentioned the Kilnusk and Anthony specifically a few times, and other quatrains hinted that the ancients would play a role in the future of the kingdom. She could not ignore that. She tried to make sense of all the new information, and had decided to spend a few hours looking through the journal the expedition had brought back, when Rondar reached her, mind to mind. Pentandra, I've decided we're going to attack Karakush at dawn tomorrow, he reported. I just got back from Hengel when I spoke to Minalin. He gave his blessing to the attack. I'm at Megalin now, about to address the 4 assault teams. We're going to strike all 4 sites at the same time, he said boldly. All 4? She asked in surprise. Can you do that? It's preferable to striking them one at a time and have them retreat from one estate to another, he reasoned. I have the manpower to do it, even if I'm light on arcane constructs and battlefield enchantments. And waiting any longer seems to be tempting fate after dark. I just wanted to get your approval first. You have it, Pentandra agreed. Destroy them all, if you can. That's my plan, he agreed. The King's Truce actually let me recruit a few war magi from the Gilmoran front for the operation. It will be a good exercise to practice for when we strike Darkfallen. Do you think we'll be able to strike Darkfallen? She asked skeptically. We struck Olam Sayre, he pointed out. This is a lot simpler operation than that one. I'll be coordinating from the field this time, but compared to Olam Sahari, this will seem like a drill. Master Min even gave me a new witch stone to help. One of the old Alka Alam stones he looted from Pakistan. Alia told me about those. Pentandra agreed, filled with sorcery and war magic. Congratulations, she added, knowing the lad was proud to wield something that powerful. And good luck. This is the first time you've commanded an entire operation, isn't it? She asked, remembering her own experience coordinating the Olam Sahari campaign just before she'd given birth. Rondal paused. The first large one, yes, he decided, but don't worry. If I screw up, I can yell for help. Azar is prepared to come in with some reserves if things go awry. But we'll be fine, he insisted. Of course you will, she agreed. Just let me know if I can help in any way. I'll be around Vanador for the next couple of days at least, waiting on Minolan's recuperation. How did he seem to you? She asked, curious about Rondal's opinion on the matter. He's getting much better, Rondal offered. We had a long talk this morning, and apart from some strangeness, he seemed more or less like my old master. Perhaps a little more insightful, even. Keep me apprised if you notice any changes, she ordered. Much depends on him for the next few weeks. If he begins acting oddly, I want to know about it. After he closed the connection, Pentandra read the fascinating expedition journal in the garden for a few hours. There was a little bench on the edge of it, near where Alia's blessed herd was pastured, that made a perfect spot to begin her review without being interrupted or distracted. She found the account a little confusing in places, as several authors had contributed to it, but she began to get a better sense for what had gone on in the Lost Land. She had just come to the portion dealing with the Cave of the Ancients when Allura joined her. What are you reading? She asked with curiosity as she sat down. Lucky the crow immediately switched shoulders so that it could eye Pentandra's jewelry. A tale of wonder, she answered, closing the book with a sigh. The journal from Minolan's expedition. It's fascinating. It's hard to believe they did all this in just a few short weeks. I know. Summer has flown by, groaned her apprentice. At least we didn't have to spend another one in Falas. That place is depressing. And it stinks, she added, wrinkling her nose. Pentandra looked at her for a moment, then at Alia's herd of cows in the paddock over her shoulder. There was cow shit as far as the eye could see. Yes, I can see how you can enjoy the fresh countryside air, she said sarcastically. Her apprentice ignored the giant. I do miss all the cats at the Tower Arcane, though, Allura admitted. They're incredibly entertaining and sophisticated for cats. I hadn't realized that there were more or less cultured cats, Pentandra said skeptically. Cultured is perhaps the wrong word, Allura considered. I suppose they're just more social. Barn cats tend to keep to themselves and don't gossip as much. So, are we going to linger here until autumn, or are we following the court back to Falas? Have they even announced when that's happening? She asked with interest. Ask the cats. Pentandra shrugged. They'll probably have a better idea than the people. I think Angwin and Vladine are too tied up with the Gilmoran situation to want to leave yet, but they won't want to wait too much longer. After this week, I think the roads will be safer through the Westlands, but that may not hold true again until we will. The peasant revolt? Allura asked, biting her bottom lip in concern. I heard about it. Some fiery cult is burning down every manor house and castle they can, burning nobles alive. I can see why Angwin would want to avoid that. If need be, we can take their graces through the ways, Pentandra proposed. The rest of
hold
the
on,
and their baggage,
hold
however,
on.
will likely have to take the long way, overland. I'll ask them at the party 2 nights from now. That produced a groan from Allura. Another bloody party? She asked expressively. Is that all the nobility does?
Let me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Hold on. There we go. That's better. Oh, you're playing on a PlayStation 5. I see.
B. Got me.
That does.
How's the good life, my friend?
Huh?
How's the good life?
Oh, not bad. I just got a new PlayStation 4.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, my PlayStation is shit. And after a
Yeah.
while, I finally caved and got another one.
Damn it. That's
Yeah.
why.
I lost my entire Monster Hunter game. So, like all my save data, everything I couldn't recover. I tried recovering and wouldn't come back.
What about the cloud? Check the cloud with us.
I tried uploading it from uploading the save data, it didn't work.
Download from the cloud, not uploading.
No, you're talking about like going to the upload, download, save data, and download, right?
Yeah, download
Yeah.
the save data from the cloud.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Nothing there.
All right.
I'm guessing it probably doesn't save for 3 years. I don't know.
I don't know, man. You've been gone for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So what's up with you, man? You survived COVID? How's
Oh,
the fam?
yeah. I survived COVID. I never
You still in
thought I would
Jersey?
survive it. Huh?
You still in Jersey, right?
Pennsylvania. It's always been
Oh, you in
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania? Okay, okay.
Don't associate me with the Jersey Jers.
All right, all right. It's all good.
No.
Anyhow, I miss you, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Although, so I'm guessing you play the new game, right? Rise or whatever?
I play on PC. Is it good? It's all right. You make friends? Yeah, it's 50-50. Well, I go back to PS4 or PS5. So.
I mean, I was playing on my PC for a while, like Fortnite and shit. And
Yeah.
I came to the conclusion, after I went back to the PlayStation 4, that the graphics and gameplay is so much smoother and better on PC. It's not
Yes,
even
it is.
funny.
So much better.
I mean, that being said, though, I don't have lag issues like playing Fortnite like I do on the PC sometimes.
Right.
Because my PC, while I can play Fortnite on it just fine, I have to make sure everything else is closed.
Oh, laggy.
Yeah, because Fortnite takes up a lot of resources.
Yeah, you don't have a decent computer, that's why.
And it's all right. It's just not. Like, I can
It's not
play
decent.
games like Sea of Thieves and Fortnite on it. I just can't stream at the same time.
Oh, that's why you do multiple things at the once. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. I got you. Streaming too, huh? Yeah.
A little bit, not a lot.
Being there.
I ain't got no one to play with, so I figure streaming makes me feel like I'm playing with somebody, even if I'm not. Like, it gives me someone to talk to. So, you know.
I hear you, man.
Although I did learn one thing. Apparently, when
What?
you reset Monster Hunter right now, if you have Iceborne, you get a nice boost in gear to start the game.
You still know how to play?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, if you say so.
I don't think I've fainted yet. I'm fighting Legiana now.
Oh, you're starting over, I forget. Yeah.
Yeah. Started all the way over, as I don't think I've fainted yet.
You should be fine. You're a veteran.
Although I changed it a little bit. I'm a hammer main now.
Good, change it up.
Well, primarily because, like, I'm only going to upgrade one weapon because I want to save all my parts and shit for later. So, I'm just going to upgrade the hammer until much later in the game.
This is just the defender stuff, you know? Until you reach endgame.
Yeah.
Then jump straight to Iceborne, you're good.
Well, and that's the thing, like, I'm not really in the... I'm not in a hurry. You know, I wanted the chance to do the story again over again anyway.
I hear you, man.
Because I was kind of bored with Endgame.
True that. I'm bored of Endgame too. And the friends I make after you left, well, pretty boring. It's not like you used to, you know? Your community's gone. You
I
get the
mean,
point. It's boring.
honestly, you're probably better off with on fucking.
P-
You're probably better
PC
off on
lost on it.
PC for that.
Exactly. Find more players on PC on Discord.
Yeah. I might have to get another Discord eventually at some point. I deleted my Discord for the moment.
But then again, you win some, you lose some. I join groups, they're all kids. Yeah, I feel out of place, you know?
Oh, I know.
Doesn't feel right.
Discord is a cesspit of weird shit that you don't always want to have to deal with.
Exactly, man.
Like, there are people on Discord that try to cause nothing but problems.
Yes, indeed. So what you been up to besides PS4? Monster Hunter.
I mean, that's about it. I got a job. I
Yeah.
graduated college.
Awesome.
So I'm not sure if we... I don't even know if I told you about that yet or not.
No, not really. I don't remember. It works killed me.
Yeah, I graduated college.
Wait, the only thing I remember about you was in the army. You had a cat,
Not a dog.
a dog.
I have a cat now.
All right. You had a kid, 2 kids,
I have
I think.
one kid now.
All right.
I had 3 when I wasn't single. When I was married, I had 3, and now, but only one of them's like actually mine.
Got you. All right.
And so now I got 1.
Now you got one. Your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although we were
All right.
single for the majority of the time we knew each other, I think.
Yeah, you had to get. I didn't want to be single.
I've had a few friends with benefits here and there, but other than that, I haven't dated nobody.
You'd be fine.
Yeah, I don't
Less
wanna
hassle,
date
you know?
nobody. People nowadays, man. Dating in 2022 is a fucking joke.
A pain in the ass.
You know,
Let
I
me
don't know
see.
what the fuck is up with. Actually, I do know what's up. Women that are my age and single are single for a reason.
You
Like-
can tell.
Very few times do you find people that are in their early 30s and single, and it's like an honest reason that they're single. Usually, there's some fucked up shit going on inside that bitch's head. And
I
I
agree.
don't deal with that shit no more.
Stay away from them. Don't stick your shit in crazy, you know? You know what happened.
Yeah, been there, done that. But yeah, so, I don't know. Other than that, life's... I don't know, it's life. Like, it's not much different than it's ever been.
Yep. Dude, just take one day at a time. And I'm glad you're alive. You scared me for a few years, you know? Like,
Oh,
where
yeah.
you been? You died from COVID?
Nah.
Can't be.
And I moved back to my brother's, and in the process, I played PlayStation for a little bit here, but the PlayStation broke, and
Don't worry about it
had
too much.
a-
I was on PC most of the time.
I bought myself a $700 gaming PC, which isn't amazing, but it's not bad. You know, it's somewhere in the middle.
It's bad. I know.
It could, don't get me wrong, it could be better, but
Give me specs. I'm a PC guy. Tell me now.
hold on.
Is it Intel or Ryzen?
Just hold on. You're asking me a lot of questions, and quite frankly, while I love my computer and I work in software, I am not a hardware guy.
Oh, you're a software guy. You're a programmer. Okay. Okay, gotcha. I'm a your physical stuff.
Yeah, I don't know jack shit about hardware. Let's see here. God damn it! I used to know how to do this. How the fuck do I find my shit?
System settings. No. Control panel?
There we go. That's probably it. Control panel. Oh my dear God. I'm gonna fucking like Yano's gonna wake up because of this.
Can you pause the game? Wait,
Oh, that's right. I can pause
can you
it. That's
pause
right.
it?
I don't know if I can. No, I can't really. Oh well. Let's see. System. Hardware and sound. Maybe that.
No. System settings.
Oh, that's right. Not the control panel. System security. That's not it. Dude, I swear to God, I've found this information 100 different times in my life. Oh, there it is. System information. Fucking A. All right. So I got Intel i5 6400.
That's bad.
I mean, it's old, but it works.
It's very old.
Honestly, I think that's my bigger problem. I think my processor needs to be upgraded.
What's
and
next?
My
RAM.
RAM. Oh, where's that? Hardware resources. Are you gonna like give me information? You're just gonna sit here. I think I'm at 16 or 32. But
Okay, that's fine. 16 and 32 is fine. Graphics card.
that's what I'm looking for, my graphics card. Oh wait, I know how to find that. It's NVIDIA, I can tell you that much. GeForce Experience. Let me open my GeForce Experience app.
All right, that's good. No.
Let's see. No, I'm not. I don't want to update my driver right now. Why are you being so difficult? I'm so not enjoying this at the moment.
I'm sorry to bother you.
No, it's no. I've found this information 100 times in the past, and yet the moment you're asking me to find it, it's like, where the fuck do I find it?
Okay, scroll your mouse to taskbar. Right click. Task manager. Task manager? Yeah, then go to performance. You see.
There we go. Performance. Okay.
You see everything. RAM.
Right, yep. CPU.
GPU.
Memory. Yeah, I have 16 gigs of memory.
All right. Is it DDR4 or? I think it's 3. Yeah, RAM. Let's look on the bottom.
Yeah, I see. Form factor is DIMM.
Is it DDR3 or 4?
It don't say that nowhere on my page.
Okay, forget it.
Like literally.
Okay, RAM speed. There's the RAM speed.
RAM speed.
1600 or
2133 megahertz.
Okay, so it's DDR4. So it's not bad, but it's not good. Okay, lastly, the graphics card. The GPU.
GeForce GTX 1060 3 gigabyte.
All right, I hate to tell you this, but CPU, pretty bad. The RAM, it's okay, but it could be faster. And lastly, the GPU. Nowadays, everybody at least need 8 gigabyte of RAM for newer titles.
Oh no!
Does that make sense?
I know that. As I said, I know that it could be better, but it's good enough to do everything that I need to do at the moment.
I hear you, man.
Um, listen, I would love to have 10 grand to buy all the stuff I want to have on a PC. But
Don't do it. It's not worth it. You only play Fortnite. Right?
but that's the thing, like for the most part I use it for work and shit. Like I don't do a ton of high-end gaming on it.
Sounds good to me. That's fine. But when you stream, you know, it takes a lot of
No, it
performance.
does, and that's the problem. My CPU can't handle doing both.
Yes. GPU control the game. CPU control the stream.
Yeah, my graphics are always great, but it'll just
Nothing wrong with
lag
graphics.
out on me.
Yep. The CPU can handle the speed of the. Oh, no. Anyway, what you want to do today?
Huh?
What you want to do today? The rare day.
Well, right now I'm fighting Legiana. I should be able to kill it.
Of course you can.
As far as what else am I gonna do? I don't know. Just play
no.
this for a little bit because I have nothing better to do with my time, and then
I hear you, man.
I literally have like nothing to do today. It's Sunday. I'll work tomorrow. I don't have to worry about that today.
Right. Enjoy the rest of the day.
So I'm just chilling.
For me, I'm playing a game called Cyberpunk.
Called what? A Cyberpunk?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You know, I heard about it.
It's amazing. Amazing single player game. A lot of side missions. It's like Skyrim. But it's better. But I do recommend you don't play it on PS4.
Yeah, I've never
PC.
even beaten Skyrim.
Come on, man. Skyrim?
I've played it. I've put like 10, 15 hours into it. But the problem
it's
is, though, I won't play it for like 6 months. And then I'll start over, play for like 5, 6 hours. And then I won't play again for 6 months, and I'll forget where I'm at, so I start over again.
Now we can get to the base of the Rotten Vale.
I see what you
Come on,
mean.
Let's head back to the research base.
You can't stick to one game for that long.
Honestly, it's hard to find games that really suck me in like that. Like
I hear you, man.
I have The Witcher 3. It doesn't pull to me, you know?
It doesn't pull you, huh? Damn.
Like Grand Theft Auto 5, right? I beat that game. I played it nonstop, beat it. Dragon Quest Inquisition, beat that, no problem. But then, like, since that Monster Hunter's been the only game that's kind of kept my attention the past 5 years.
Because it's
That's
the
not
online.
MMO.
And people you meet.
Obviously, like
And
Fortnite and Smite, I play those, but I play those with people.
Exactly. You want to play with people. You're an online gamer. That's what you are. You can't play single player games. That's what you
I'm a
can't do.
social gamer. No, like,
Yes, it's very, very
I mean,
social.
I've been playing Monster Hunter solo this entire time, starting it over.
But once you get to a certain point, you be
Oh
bored.
yeah, no, like I won't play Endgame solo. That's wasting my time.
As, anything is possible.
Once I beat Nergigante, if I'm not playing with people, I'll be like, alright, well, find something else.
Gotta be something else to do, you know?
Find more people to play Smite with or something.
Now,
like
how
Smite.
do you find friends for a game you want to play? How you been doing it?
I did use Discord in the past, and then I deleted my Discord when shit got weird on a fucking server I was on.
Yes.
Which
you paying?
it's now been over 14 days, so I can probably make a new Discord. But Discord's probably the easiest way to find people, honestly. Just, you know, find random people to play with. Because you can, like, bullshit with them outside of the game to find out whether or not it's even worth playing a game with them, because if they
Alright,
annoy the shit out of
time
you,
has come.
it's not
Let's
really
head
worth it.
down to the bottom of the Vale.
I feel you, man.
Like, I went to play with Phoenix twice. You liked the guy. I thought he was annoying.
Help him build a PC for him back in the past, and he fucked it up. Lost a lot of money. That's fine. That's my kid. Be sad with him.
As far as Oh, I have Borderlands 3.
Borderlands 3. All right.
I still haven't. Dude, I beat number one, or no, I didn't beat it. I got to like level. I was like level 37. I never quite finished it. But like Borderlands 3, it came out. I'm gonna get it, and then like I haven't played it.
I haven't played it.
No. Let's see. What other?
Don't you get your brother?
What other
Don't you game share with your brother?
Well, yeah, but with him it's usually Fortnite or Smite. Although
Gotcha.
right now he can't play those. He can only play Monster Hunter because he's using a satellite internet.
Yeah. No.
Kind of hard to do MOBAs on a satellite internet or any sort of MMO
Right.
on a satellite internet. Hold on a second. Let me let's see here. Now, a couple weeks ago, I did download Tomb Raider off of Epic Games because I could.
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah, so I downloaded it.
But I
Um,
doubt it can run good on your PC.
no, it ran perfect. I could stream it too.
Oh yeah.
Rise of the Tomb
Not
Raider.
bad.
Yeah, it's a PlayStation game. Like the graphics, the requirements for that game aren't that high.
Oh yeah, that's an old game. I forget. I'm thinking something else. That's an old game. You're right. It doesn't require a lot of the high performance stuff.
Like I played Lost Ark, or I have played it. I have it.
Awesome.
Civilization 6, of course. Valheim, Yu-Gi-Oh, because I do. I have Among Us. I have Age of Empires 4. I have Bloons Tower Defense 6. Some older games, Evolution and Spore, Ranch Simulator. Valheim's actually a lot of fun. I just don't have anybody to play it with.
Exactly. It's hard to find friends to play with.
Well, dude, Valheim's not that I thought Valheim would be more popular. It's really not that popular.
Not.
Well, that's the thing. Half the reason I play Smite and shit is because that's something that people actually play.
It's surprising they still play it. Yeah.
Like, Grand Theft
And
Auto
Fortnite
5
still
is
get
still
updated, so.
popular, but I'd have to find the disc and reinstall and everything else. Eventually. I also have Sea of Thieves.
Oh, not bad.
I do like Sea of Thieves. I play that on my PC, obviously.
Yeah, you have it too? All right.
Well, I mean, I don't have an Xbox, so.
Got you.
I have
Let me
Knockout
see.
City. Not that good at it, but I have it. I'd have to re-download it, but I could if I wanted to.
Yeah, read down a lot of stuff.
I could re-download Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves, I have it. I could re-download it. I just haven't. Yeah, I did a factory reset of my computer like last month. It was getting a little bit bogged down.
Hate that shit. But yeah.
Well, because it came with a solid state drive, and I
There
made
you
the
go.
mistake. My solid state drive it's big enough.
This is what you do. You buy a decent 250 gig solid state drive.
No,
This way you can boot up real fast.
Mine's bigger than that.
All right, your bigger is better.
2 terabytes.
Then, not bad.
But unfortunately, my regular hard drive only has like 200 gigs. And initially, I made some mistakes of installing some things on the hard drive and not the solid state. And the
Why?
problem with that is, even if you uninstall them, it still is taking up random chunks of memory. So shit was getting all funked up, a little bit slow, so I just rebooted my entire C drive.
That's not bad.
Because there's nothing on my computer I'm ever afraid to delete, because I can always re-download whatever the fuck I want.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Let me see.
Sea of Thieves, Lost Ark, and Bloons Tower Defense 6 are the 3 games on my PC that I'd probably play the most, and Fortnite. Which actually I like playing on my. I play with controller, but I like playing on my PC better because it looks better.
Let me see. Can your computer play Rise? I'll buy you Rise.
Hold on.
I'll buy it for you.
Rise. Oh, let's go in the store.
Check the system.
Monster Hunter Rise.
Yes.
Oh.
Get a system requirement.
Can my computer play Rise?
Unless you have GeForce Now, then you can play whatever game you want.
I do have a GeForce driver.
Now.
The talking about the
GeForce Now application? Yeah.
Yeah, the GeForce experience. Yeah, I have that.
No, not that. GeForce Now is a program where you can buy any game you want and play it on their computer, and it will stream to your computer.
Oh, that's
on high definition.
You can like stream it or whatever. That's like how.
Yes.
That's how Apple players can play fucking Fortnite on their phones and shit.
Exactly.
I actually have Apex too. Which
everybody has that. That's free.
I have League of Legends.
Free.
Another game I'd have to re-download. Crusader Kings. No, I currently don't have Rise though.
No, I'm asking, can your computer play it? I mean,
can it play it?
Check the system requirement. Can it play it? If you can't, then I don't want you to lag. You gotta put on low settings. It's not really worth it.
See, system requirements. Minimum is i3 4130.
Yeah.
Recommended is i5 4460.
So you should be good.
Mine's better than that, right?
Yep, you're 66. Okay.
And graphics is GTX 1060.
So yeah, you're on it.
Well, that's the exact one I have.
So you're hitting the limit, basically. You're
For recommended, not for minimum.
What about minimum? You play on low settings, though. I'm assuming.
It says I can play on.
Yes.
It says I should be able to play with settings on average. Although I always go through GeForce to set that shit because the GeForce experience like maximizes that shit. Like
I know about it. I use it a lot. Yeah, I know about it.
I don't even try. No, I would play Rise.
Let me see. What time usually on Rise? I mean, on PC.
I am on probably like 7:30 to like 10:30 at night.
Is that every day or every so
often? That's most days. I mean, I go to the gym at 5:30.
You go to the gym now? All right.
Yeah, I get back around 6:37.
All right,
get
I
back
won't hold you
7,
back.
So then I usually get on after that.
All right. When Rise on sale, I'm gonna get it for you. All right, I'll give it to you.
Monday through Thursday. I don't. On the weekends, I can't guarantee anything.
That's fine. Let me ask. Do you have a Steam account?
Yeah.
Okay. I will add you later. I'm not on my PC now. What's your name on PC? Just send me a message. I'll add you later.
R Devat.
All right.
RDEVATT. Let's see here. Friends and chat. Are you still Nero Bull on Steam?
Yeah, that's me. You got me, right?
I didn't look for
you. No, I'm Nero Blue 99, I think.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Regular blue. Nero Blue.
BLUE 99. Found him.
All right.
Oh, so you didn't misspell blue on Steam?
Yeah, I made this account when I was really young. Then PC, I got like 18.
I mean, the username RDevat I've had for fucking 20 years, so. Like, I can't say shit about that.
I believe you can change your name now. It's free, honestly.
I could,
Whatever you
but
want.
that's literally my email address. It's fucking almost everything. Is
You
on
know what?
that.
Don't worry about it.
Now, for
Don't worry.
gaming, I use Death by Roy or whatever. But,
Oh yeah, constant gaming is fine.
yeah.
Doesn't matter. I believe you can get a free name changer on PlayStation. Change it to your Steam name if you want. It's
Oh,
up to you.
I could. I'm not going to.
All right.
I like my current name.
Let me see.
I sent you a friend request on Steam.
I got you, man. Like when I get on PC, I send you the game, the gifts or something.
But right now, what am I gonna do? I don't know.
Let me see. You know what? Let me share play the game I'm playing, and I want to see if you like it.
Sure.
But you cannot play on PS4 though. You gotta play on PC. This game real cheap.
Nah, I can still watch it
Is
play
that-
it, though.
I'll let you play it. How's your internet?
Should be alright. It's like 80 something.
All right. I share play PS5 to PS4. Here we go. Done. All right. Done my share play. Feel free to do whatever you want.
Oh, I can't use this feature while being connected using remote play.
Oh, use Google Play. Oh,
Well, of
okay.
course, I can play on my PC and stream it.
Exactly. There's no lag, but is it a little bit lag? I don't know.
Nah, I don't really have any lag on it. I mean, maybe maybe that could be why I feel Fortnite's a little bit laggy because I'm using remote play. I'm not sure, but
Oh, it's a delay. It's like a little lag. That's why.
like I'm playing Fortnite on my PlayStation. It's like, the PC's a little bit smoother. But that could be why. If I'm using remote play, could be doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the latency between the PS4 and the PC.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Hold on, I can switch it off share play. Just give me a second.
Take your time.
Hey, not like anyone's watching my stream anyway. Nobody ever does. Honestly, only the kids watch my stream sometimes.
Well, not every day gets. Not kids don't want to see.
No, like the kids in my family watch it. That's about it.